Now we're going to have a little bit of fun with some smoke and some atmosphere, and also we're going to create this really cool spotlight effect. I know I did a spotlight effect in an earlier tutorial, but this one here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to create the beam of light, and this has been extremely popular in the sessions and stuff that I've been teaching. So here we have right now is a very uninspiring picture of a friend of mine in a band, and we're going to make this look a little bit cooler. I haven't corrected this image as you can see, but there's not really much need when we're going to do this effect. So what we'll do here, first of all, we'll just duplicate the background layer, and we're going to brighten this up a little bit. And to do that, we're just going to use some curves. Just hit the Command M, or that would be Control M on Windows to bring up the little curves dialog box. And notice as you move the eyedropper around, it shows you which range of the image you're on. So right now we're here. If we just hold down the Command key and click, it adds the point. Let's just increase this a little bit, brighten it up. Just want a little bit of effect there. Click OK. Notice things are brighter. But what we want to do is we want to brighten it just where the spotlight is going to hit. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a mask, hold down the Option key, and that automatically hides everything in the mask. Then just grab the brush, and we'll make it a little smaller by hitting the left bracket key. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to paint in those areas that we want to highlight. I'm doing this very rough just for the sake of illustration, so let's just put that in there, just on the front areas where we know the spotlight's going to hit. Of course, you'll take more time with this at home and do a much better job. So here's the areas we want to brighten up a little bit. In fact, let's hit the curves again. And what we're going to do is we're going to really exaggerate that just for fun. Click OK. And now let's create a new layer. And we're going to grab the black brush. And let's change the blending mode on this to multiply. Lower the opacity down to about 40%, and we'll just brush in some shadows real quick. Just really rough, just to get the idea where we would be shadowed here, assuming the light's coming from this direction. So we'll just darken it up a little bit there, a little bit more, the back of the leg there. And so what we've done is we've basically created just a real quick rough of some highlights and some shadows. Now we want to add our beam of light, so we'll create a brand new layer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the lasso tool, except the polygon lasso tool. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space here, and we just want to click and drag. Click again. What we're doing here is we're creating the area that we want our beam of light to hit. Notice the little circle there? That means we've completed our selection. Now we want to add the beam of light, so hit the D key just to reset the foreground background colors, and then the little arrow to make white the foreground. Choose a gradient, and we want to choose this option here, foreground to transparent. Now just click and drag, and notice that it begins to create that little spotlight. Now to make it look a little bit more realistic, let's hit a blur. We're going to hit filter, and we're going to go to the Gaussian blur, which is hiding over here. We'll bring it in, and let's just increase that radius a little bit just to soften that. Click OK. And now we've got our beam of light, and it's a lot softer. Now finally, there's one thing missing that every good rock concert has, and that's some smoke. So let's create another new layer. Hit the D key, reset the foreground background. We're going to create some smoke. We go to Filter, and we're going to go to Render, and we're going to choose Clouds. It's a little bit off the screen there, but as soon as I hit this, you'll see the clouds there. Now we want to make these clouds show through, so what we want to do is try some blending modes here. Let's choose the lighten mode. That kind of looks cool. A little bit too much smoke there. In fact, I used to play guitar in a band, and I've experienced smoke like this. It's not fun, trust me. Let's increase the opacity till we get it just how we want it. There we go, we've got some good smoke there. Now what we want to do though is add a little bit of color to this smoke. So what we're going to do is we are going to just hit the Command U to bring up Hue Saturation. We're going to click on Colorize, And notice that that adds a little bit of red to that smoke. We can increase the saturation if we want. We could lower the lightness, or we could increase the lightness and see how that affects a little bit more smoke, adds a little more atmosphere. We could change the color of the lighting just by moving across there to the greens and the blues, but I like red. That has a good rock kind of a feel. Let's increase the saturation a bit more. Now we want to go here. We may want to just drop the opacity down a little bit on our spotlight. There we go. And now we've just made an image. We've taken it from here, simple picture, to rock concert. So I hope you have fun with this technique. Experiment around. There's a lot of possibilities that you can play with, a million options that we didn't even explore. And I hope to see you online at photoshopcafe.com.